All right, looks like we're all set. Let's get the show on the road. Come on, let's go. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to my stream. I'm Pierre, your host. I hope you're all doing great. I know that I am. Thanks very much for asking. So, my friends, like usual, let's go over to the computer. Let's check out what we did yesterday, and we'll tackle our day from there because we are basically almost finished with these three paintings. We should get 95, 99% done today, and tomorrow the finishing touches. But first, as I said, let's go over and see what we did yesterday. And what did we do? We put a second coat of our ochre yellow, and then we basically put the background to our heart and sperms. So we did that. After that, what did we do? Well, we went into outer space. We did our little cosmos, and then we called it a day. So what are we going to do today? Well, basically today we are going to set down the colors of the heart, the eyeball, and tomorrow we will finish off this painting by doing all the black outlines and that $100,000 signature. So that is for tomorrow. Yet for today, we are going to start off with the eyeball, and then we're going to do the heart and sperms. We might have to do two colors of this. I have the fan right there on full blast. Hopefully by the time we start here, by the time we get here, it will be dry and we'll be able to put the second coat on tomorrow so that we can finish this painting tomorrow. We can put the second coat on today so that we can finish the painting tomorrow. So I'm so speeding and anxious to get to work that I'm blundering all my words. So to do this heart, I'm going to use orange, red, and gold. And since I want to go relatively quickly, I'm going to start off with this left-hand corner and work my way down so that I don't have to wait for the paint to dry and to make sure that I don't put my hand in the paint to screw up the colors. Even though it's so small here, I should be able to do everything okay. I'm used to working larger scale, but I'm going to keep the same technique. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the orange paint ready, I'm going to get the gold paint ready, and I'm going to get the red paint all ready. And all I will have to do is just switch paint brushes to keep on working. So now that I got all that out of the way, I'm dying of thirst. Let's start off with the orange paint. So I have my palette right there. Here's my orange right here. Get my faithful little knife. There we go. And of course, I don't have that much of a surface. I'm going to have maybe 3 square inches of orange to do. So I really don't have that much. But I'm still going to put quite a... I know it's going to dry and evaporate because it is so hot. I know there's a thunderstorm coming. I can see the skies getting pretty dark, and that is cool. We need a nice summer thunderstorm just because the nature needs rain, and I'm sure it'll cool off the hot summer air. So my knife is cleaned off. I'm going to just grab any kind of a paintbrush, kind of a larger than I'll need, just to get the right texture of this orange paint, which is very thick right here. I'm just going to work it with some water just to get that nice creamy consistency that I can work with and that the paint will just flow on the canvas the way it should. I should say flow on the painting because this isn't really a canvas. This is like a high-grade paper. And that's what my gallery wanted. So Okay, there we go. I don't have that much orange there. It always looks like I never have enough. But then again, as I said, there isn't that much of a surface to do. So I'm sure this will be okay. So there's the orange. I'll set that aside. I have the gold right here, so I might as well do the gold. There, there I probably have only 2 square inches to do, not that much at all, but still. I'm going to use the same paintbrush, rinse it off nicely though. And let's just work this with a little bit of water, not too much because gold never stays very opaque. So, especially if you put too much water. So I'm just going to put a little bit so it's nice and creamy, and I'm going to leave it at that. And when I get time to paint, I'll just add a drop of water. So, gold is ready as well. And the red paint is going to be our 3rd color, and I'm going to do a little more than I need because I'm going to do the eyeballs as well, and probably put 2 coats of red on the eyeballs. So, oops, there we go. Well, looks like I can use the cover of my jar. Let me get rid of all these cans of paint and tubes. There we go, make a little room here. There we go. There, much better. Room to breathe. So where's my faithful little knife? Right there. So I don't think I'll need all that, but it doesn't matter. And like usual, I'm going to clean off my knife before I get to work. There we go. Very good, very good. And I guess I'll use that same paintbrush to get this red to be the right color. And then I'll just move camera number 1 a little bit closer to the painting, and we'll start getting to work. Like I say, this is going to be a fairly short stream. This is the last week of summer vacation for my son, so I wouldn't mind going home, hanging out a little bit. Tomorrow I'm going to finish this painting. Probably could finish it today, but I'm going to drag it out till tomorrow. And maybe if I finish it, which I probably will tomorrow, I might not even come in Thursday and Friday and just enjoy this last week of summer vacation. Why not? Because because I'll be working all year, right? That's what I basically do. I just bought a brand new roll of 30 feet of canvas to paint. Still have some left over from my previous roll. I bought a whole bunch of paint, so I am all ready for a fall of creativity and a lot of fun doing it. There we go. So I have this done, and actually I'm going to use the same paintbrush to do my eyeballs. Why not? So let me just switch over and bring camera number 1 a little closer. Come here, my guy. There we go. I'm going to set you off to the side so I don't have to. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the eyeball. Here, I don't want to stand in front of the lens, so I'm just going to move it over a little bit like that. I am going to grab my chair. I am going to grab also a little swig of water. Chin chin, as they say in France. It's a little warm, but it's wet, and that's what counts. So let's tackle these eyeballs. So I'll just go over to camera number 1 and get to work. go. My guess is I'm going to need 2 coats of paint, and I'll be able to fix any kind of a screw up with when I put on the black paint afterwards. So, got that done. Let's tackle this next one. There we go. I'll make this a little bit rounder on the top. There we go. And number 3. So I'll just bring camera number 1 over a little closer. Why don't we zoom in on the eyeball? Give me some materials to work with when I edit my movie afterwards. Oh. All right, very good. So we got that done. Now, let's tackle our hearts. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I'll get some yellow paint ready as well, because these sperms are going to need 2 coats as well. So if I get that first coat of paint, oof, yes, the thunderstorm is coming. If I can get that first coat on, it will have time to dry for the second coat. So here's the yellow right here for the sperms. Let me get a little palette out. Whoops. This looks pretty good. Get my knife out. And here as well, I really don't have that much of a surface, right? Maybe just a few square inches. And just like before, I'm going to work it a little bit with some water. I'll grab a different paintbrush. There we go, just a little bit more. There we go. And that looks pretty good. I'll add more water as we go along. So let's grab the paintbrushes for our heart. So this looks like one. Here's the second one. Then I just need one more for the gold. And I guess this one will do fine. So I should be able to get away with everything with these 3 brushes. So let's start off with the orange. And let me get the camera ready. I guess I have it already up here. Zoom in a little more. So as I mentioned, not to put my hand in the paint, I'm going to start off with the top part of the heart, the orange, the red. Then I'm going to put the gold, and then I'll do the bottom part, orange and red. And I'm going to do that relatively quickly. All I have to do is just switch paintbrushes every time. So let's go to camera number 1, and let's start our hearts. I'll get the brush nice and full of paint. Yeah, really. And let's get the red now. See, this is going to go very quickly, as you can tell, just because there is so little of a surface to cover. Could probably do this all in one shot, but anyways. Let's get the red together here. Et toi, Mémé? Oui. On entend les tons, on dirait grand-mère.
C'est Claudine qui me les a donnés.
Ah, c'est celle d'hier ou d'avant-hier.
Elles sont contentes.
Bah, c'est le principal, ouais.
Elles dépassent le talon. Le temps, ton petit frère.
Ouais.
Nouveau ça.
Bah, c'est parce qu'ils sont tellement petits. La peinture est déjà dure. Bah, la chaleur, je pense. Bon, hop. Voilà. Mon petit, j'aurais dû faire tous les 3 cœurs en même temps. Et je pense que c'est ce que je vais faire les 2 autres. C'est un peu ridicule, là. Arrêter comme ça. J'ai l'habitude de travailler en petit comme ça. Et en même temps, je veux que ça sèche pour pouvoir mettre.
Noir.
Bah, le noir, je vais le faire demain. Et je pensais peut-être que ça avait besoin de deux
marqueurs. Tu peux pas faire le noir en marqueur en peinture?
Oh, je pourrais, bien sûr.
Ouais.
Mais...
c'est sec.
Oui, je pourrais. Il y en a, c'est ce que François a fait, mais moi, je préfère le pinceau.
Oui.
Ça prend un peu plus de temps, mais je m'en fous. Oui, puis j'ai l'habitude, exact. Puis le fond, c'est un peu triché, moi, dans ma tête, d'utiliser un marqueur, c'est un peu... je trouve c'est un peu triché. Il est où mon jaune? Il est là. Je ne sais pas si c'est le bon pinceau, je ne sais pas. J'aurais besoin de 2 couches de toute manière. Ouais. Clair que ça va péter là.
Tu vas fermer les salles en bas? Non, pas besoin.
Non.
Hein?
Comment?
Qu'est-ce que t'en penses? Je vais fermer les salles en bas.
Les salles en bas, les fenêtres, tu veux dire?
Ouais. C'est fermé. Hein. J'attends un peu là, ça
Je
claque.
pense que dans 2 heures après la tempête, il y a le soleil. Hein.
C'est clair.
C'est comme ça d'habitude ici.
C'est ce t-shirt 10 balles dans le vélo.
Je suis surpris que tu as encore de la place pour les mettre chez toi, tes t-shirts.
Ouais, il y en a plein qui ne vont plus.
Ah merde, j'ai oublié de bouger ma caméra. Con.
Je te laisse filmer.
Bon, c'est pas grave. Ouais, à tout à l'heure, Jamal. Okay, so let's go to our second heart. And as I was saying to Jalil, who was here a few seconds ago, I think I'm going to do all the hearts together right away, go from one orange to the next heart, because it's kind of ridiculous to do it the way I'm doing it. I can do this a lot faster. So I'm just going to pull the camera back. Well, what I'm saying, I forgot to move the camera as well. So let's continue. I'll get back to this. I'll see how it goes. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just because I'm not used to painting on this small anymore, I must say. So it's kind of throwing off. Just like that. Oh, screw it. I'm going to do it like I did before. Okay. All right. Gold paint has already hardened quite a bit. There we go. Back to our orange. And back to the red. Oh God. Just like that. And we finish off with our yellow. There we go. And let's bring this third. Tackle our third and final heart. I had a little bit too much water on my brush, so I had to wipe it off. There we go. This brush is not the right brush either. There we go. Quickly going to switch over to the red. Just reworking again with a little bit of water of my gold paint. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Back to the orange. To the red. Just like that. And we will end with these yellow sperms. I'll zoom in for that. Just like that. And then we'll put the second coat of red on the eyeballs, and then probably have to put a second coat of yellow on these sperms. Because though this is a beautiful, my favorite yellow, it does not cover very well. Again, there will be a little black outline, so every little screw up I'll be able to make up and catch up with the black outline tomorrow. Not to mention that on this yellow, there will be a shadow of ochre yellow that will go on top of it as well. So let's step back for a second, take a little look here, see what we have. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Just put my fan from medium to high and maybe even moving it just a little bit closer. There we go. So that it dries even faster. Can I feel the fan on these guys? Yes, not so much on the third one. So let me just turn this just a little bit over like that. There we go. Okay, so where am I here? I am grabbing my chair. I am going to come back to the eyeballs just to put the second coat of red paint. Go. I'll just work this red with just a half a drop of water. Just use the water that was on the paintbrush itself. Just blend it in to make sure that the water is totally absorbed by the paint. There we go. Okay, very good. So let's very quickly add this second coat of red just so we have a nice, bright, intense eyeball. Just like that. Do I dare go over this part? Why not? There we go. Very nice. That looks fine there. And eyeball number 3. Right over here. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Maybe just a little bit right here, not really needing it, but okay. So, where are we at now? So I'm going to come back and take a look. And yes, my hearts are pretty good, but they do need a second coat, as I thought they would, of orange, especially the orange. The red, I probably could get away with it, but I definitely need a second coat of orange paint. So I'm going to do that right now. And for that, I'm going to just rework my orange paint that I have on my palette. And I'm going to just go very quickly on all 3 of these guys. and add the second coat, and then I'll see if I need to on the red afterwards. So, where am I here? I'm gonna just zoom back up on this first heart, way up here. Just like that. Switch cameras and add this second coat. Just like that. And I'm going to do the same for these other hearts. So I'm going to pull back the camera like that. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to bother switching because I do want to go fairly quickly. There we go. Very good, very good. And this third one over here, careful of the sperms because they are still wet. And just add this second coat of orange so the colors are more intense. There you go. That's going to look pretty good. Pretty good. So let's go back and check out the red. Do I need a second coat of red? I probably could get away without it, but I'm going to do it anyways. I have the red right here. I have the paintbrush in my hand. Why not add a second coat? Even though the first coat isn't quite dry yet, but it doesn't matter. We're going to just bull and jam and get this done. There we go. So, again, I'm going to get this camera up close. Just like that. The color, the red seems to have a tendency to darken as it dries. So the second coat is going to make sure that the red is going to be nice and intense, nice and vibrant. And that's what we want. There we go. Just like that. And I'm going to very quickly zoom over to the next one without moving the camera. There we go. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to pull this baby over here, give it a little zoom, and put the second coat of red down on there. I can hear the thunder. All right, there we go. There we go. Very good. And while that is drying, you know what? I'm going to put a second coat of this yellow as well. Just going to rework it a little bit with some water because it has already stiffened up quite a bit. There we go. So let me get this camera back here. Zoom up on these little spermy boys. And let's add this second coat of yellow. I especially want to get the left-hand side of the sperms because on the right-hand side, I am going to have the ochre yellow as a shadow. So my priority is to get the middle and the left-hand side of these sperms and not really worry about the right-hand side. There we go. And I'm just gonna zoom back to the next one. Here, I might as well bring the camera over. Gonna make you all a little seasick here, but okay, so fill up my paintbrush. There we go. Again, I'm just going to concentrate on this left-hand side. Just like that. And I think I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow to put the ochre yellow. We'll do that first thing tomorrow, and then we'll tackle the black outlines to our nuclear guy. It will give the sperms plenty of time to dry. And then we can finish this painting tomorrow in total serenity. Okay, so this, you see, I can see it's not even dry yet, and I'm already putting the second coat on. But it doesn't matter. It's got all night to dry, even though it's nice and thick. In fact, here it doesn't even need a second coat, but since we're here, it will only make it look sharper tomorrow. There we go. And let's do our last little sperm, which isn't dry either, of course. There we go. Okay. So let me just step back for a second here. Put the camera back. Okay, so tomorrow we do have quite a bit of work to do. It's going to take a while because it's going to be pretty, going to have to stay really concentrated for the three guys in. But it's okay, I'm pretty excited actually. I like these new colors that I'm using. And I think once it's all done, it's going to look even better. There, I can see how it's going to look when it's finished. And I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to look pretty nice. And of course, we might have to fix a few things like add, you know, the blank spaces here once the black outline. Well, whatever. Whatever. We'll figure all that out tomorrow. And if we can't finish tomorrow, we'll finish a day after tomorrow. Quite honestly, there is no rush. I'm not going to start a new painting this week, that's for sure. So I might as well just enjoy it. Enjoy in taking my time and finishing this. Because once again, even though I painted these with the mentality I was making street posters, these are going to go into the galleries. So I want it to really look pretty sharp. No, even though it looks like I've painted very quickly a street poster. So anyways, let me just zoom in here so we have a couple point of views of what we did today. So there we go. That's what it looks like with on camera number 2. And then what it looks like with camera number 1. And then what it looks like with camera number 3. Maybe I could get out of the way. That's what it looks like straight on. All right, all right. So, looks like it's time to go and get wet in the thunderstorm. Once again, I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you'll join me tomorrow again at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll continue and hopefully maybe even finish these 3 paintings tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, I want to thank you once again, and I'm going to leave you like usual with 2 things. One is my schedule for the week, which is basically the same every day, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and by saying, ciao mes amis.